Well, good evening,
Well,
folks. How are you doing tonight?
hello everyone, and welcome to another Monday Night Live. Today is January 22nd.
Wow,
What,
January is flying by, isn't it?
where has the time
It,
gone?
it yeah. I actually now officially, I really can't wait for winter to be over.
Yes,
Yeah. Mm,
I'm going to apologize in advance right now. We are a little unprepared tonight.
yes.
We have been in doctor's offices all day today because Alaska tries to kill you.
It didn't try to kill me. It just tries to hurt you. And yeah, so I've got MRI results expected at any time. I seem to have injured my knee again. 10 years almost to the day from when I had done this previously. I blew my ACL skiing and had that fixed January 28th, had surgery of 2014. And now on January 20th, 2024, I re-injure the same knee.
Yes, we're bumming quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'm now praying for no more snow.
I mean, we really do need the snow. There's a lot more people than just us in Alaska that want to play in the snow and have a good time. So,
So
yeah.
we're gonna wing tonight, and if you see Gary step away, that's just because he's probably getting a phone call from the doctor to let him know exactly what he has done to himself. So
Yeah.
anyway, I just want to thank everyone. Welcome to our 8th. We've actually
Eighth.
officially
Have we
gone.
kept on schedule the whole
We
time?
have kept on
Oh
schedule,
boy.
and we are over the halfway hump. And we've got 7. So we've done 7 episodes,
Mm-hmm.
and we have 7 more before the
Oh, what?
season
Well,
officially
I have to.
really takes off.
I guess we didn't reset the camera well enough.
Yeah,
I got a scooch.
sorry. But yes, so welcome to another Monday Night Live. Tonight we are going to discuss and dive into and spotlight the Parks Corridor Highway from
Right.
Fairbanks down to the Talkeetna area. We're going to really focus a lot on Fairbanks in the beginning because we didn't quite get there
Mm-hmm.
in our last podcast 2 weeks ago.
That's kind of we're getting there and we wanted to stop because there's enough content for Fairbanks. We're kind of
Right.
one
And 1 hour,
hour.
truly, we
Mm-hmm.
want to try to keep our
Yep.
podcasts at that hour mark.
Right.
So, real quick though, a couple of things I do want to bring up. We are getting closer and closer to our 2024
The rally.
Alaska Rally, the rendezvous, and important dates for you to write down. Friday, March 1st, tickets will go on sale. I'm thinking at around 10 a.m. Alaska time. That's when we've done it in the past. And that will only be for sale on our rally site, rv2akrally.com.
You will not be able to buy tickets anywhere else. If you find you're buying tickets anywhere else, they are not for our rally, and you may want to check
Now,
your other stuff, your scamming stuff.
when you do buy your tickets, it may divert you over to our RVing2Alaska.com
Mhm.
website. That is perfectly acceptable place to buy tickets. But if you see tickets being sold anywhere else other than those 2 websites, that is not an authorized seller.
Nope.
And those tickets would not be valid. So keep
Correct.
that in mind. Again, Friday, March 1st. That means I've got a lot to do.
You've
in the
been working a little
next-
bit already, though.
Yep.
You've got some good responses already. So.
I've been working
great.
hard in January. I've got 5 more weeks to really
Mhm.
solidify all the plans. And we've got some great sponsors this year that are helping make this happen.
Right.
And we'll be announcing those as we get closer to the date. Also, actual dates of the rally. So if you're planning to be up here this summer, our rally is going to be held Sunday, July 21st through, departure day is Thursday, the 25th. So it's 4 full days of rally activities, Sunday basically through Wednesday
Right.
night, and you depart on Thursday.
And there's an option to purchase a day or two before and or after. Is that
Through
correct?
the
Through the
campsite,
campground only?
the campground,
Okay.
your actual rally days will be purchased through your rally tickets.
Mhm.
But if you do want to come in early or stay late, you need to call the campground and reserve with them. It's Tulsona Wilderness
Right.
Campground outside of Glen Allen, Alaska. And the reason why you'll want to book in advance is they are extremely busy on the weekends. They cater to kids' activities,
Kids and families.
and so they're always
Right.
completely slammed on the weekends. So if you want to be there, get your reservations in soon. Also know that there's a lot of kids.
Yeah. Well, there won't be that many kids during our rally.
No,
but
our
other than
rally is
yeah.
nice and calm with just rally goers,
Right.
kids, families. I think last year we had around 6 or
6
8,
to 8 kids.
children,
Yeah.
of all different ages, and we welcome families at our rally.
Absolutely.
But I'm just warning you, if you're looking for peace and quiet on the weekend before or after, it might not be so quiet.
Yep.
But it's
still a beautiful
it's
location.
so nice
Oh,
to have a
yeah.
place like
Yeah,
that
it
in
is.
Alaska for the locals to
Yep.
go to. The kids play in the river. Doesn't matter what temperature it is.
It's not that bad.
They're resilient.
Yes, they are.
So,
And I was gonna say, no. Would you like? Have you done a volunteer call out for that yet, or is it too early
no,
for
but
it
I
yet?
think I need to work on volunteer
Yeah.
calls soon. So I may put a link up on the Facebook group if you were planning to go, or actually when you buy your tickets, there'll be a hash mark, check mark you
Checkbox.
can checkbox that you can hit to say you want to help volunteer.
Sure.
So at least that's how we did it last year.
And it was very helpful to have some volunteers.
Yes.
Always is.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Second thing I want to remind folks about, we are going to be doing meetups this summer. And our first meetup is going to be, I believe, in June
Chicken.
at Chicken Stock. Now, only folks that have got their tickets to Chicken Stock are going to be able to go to this rally, or not
Meetup.
rally, meetup.
Let's call it a meetup. Yes.
Meetups, difference. Meetups are just a one night get together, informal.
Couple hours here and there.
Maybe have dinner together and some drinks and just get to know one another.
Yep.
Rally, completely different.
Multiple days.
But yes, Chicken Stock, Thursday, June 13th. Chicken Stock starts on Friday, the 14th.
Good time.
And most people will be there early. In
Mhm.
fact, everyone, when tickets went on sale on the 2nd, we all kind of piped up who was coming and when.
Right.
And I think we will all be in camp that Thursday. So
Good.
if you're attending Chicken Stock, just so you know, we are going to do a meetup at our camper.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yep.
I like it.
And then we will announce more meetups throughout the summer
Mhm.
as we decide where we're going to be at and what place we can go take over.
Right. And these are going to be places that we kind of want to go to. We haven't had a chance to travel around a whole bunch yet since we've been up here. We've been busy building and establishing our homestead. And now this year, I think this summer, we really want to get out and do Alaska more. So
If your job allows you.
hope to see you there too.
Yes. If you've seen our latest video, we
Mhm.
introduced you.
I didn't do that. I did not do that. I was over
We have a
here.
ghost working the camera.
That actually worked out well. I mean, that adjusted the frame
I
better.
don't have to.
I could,
I don't-
I said, oh.
we can sit up now.
Thank
But
you.
anyways, moving on. Okay, enough about your work.
Hey.
But hey, if check out our last video, you'll see where Gary's working these days. You might
Well,
see him.
I might be taking a break for a while.
This injury has possibly changed things. Next up, another announcement, something new this year that we've not done in the past.
Mhm.
We are going to do a package receiving service here at our house in Houston,
Mhm.
centrally
That's a
located
good one. Good job.
in just north of Wasilla. I'm going to have more information on that coming out soon on our website, but I will be able to start taking packages in May. So if you have something that you need shipped up here and need a safe place to have it received and
Mhm.
stored until you are in the Matsu Valley area, we are your gig.
And we are working with our local post office to make this all legit and legal service provided to you guys.
Yep.
There will be a small charge associated with it, but it is difficult to get stuff up here, and we want to be able to try to make that as easy as possible, because I know there's quite a few times when, oh my gosh, I need this part or this piece or whatever it is, and I just can't get it to where I'm at. So I'm going to be planning where you're going, and we'll be centrally located. We are centrally located, so you can ship it to us, and we'll have it holding for you.
Yep, fairly easy to get to off the road, off the highway, and we'll be able to accept anything from a letter to a pallet size package. So, yeah, hopefully not pallet size, but a generator, solar
panels. Well,
you never know.
Yeah, solar panels. Sure, we gotta.
Wonder if it broke, flew off. You
It
just
happens.
never know. Other announcements.
Coming up.
Upcoming live chat. So, as we said, today we're doing the Parks Highway from Fairbanks down to Talkeetna. And then our next live chat, which is going to be Monday, February 5th, in 2 weeks from tonight, we're going to do talk everything about the Matsu Valley. Now, the Matsu Valley, everyone's like, what's the Matsu?
What's the Matsu? Why do I need to go there?
That is short for Matanuska-Susitna Valley, and that is the borough that we live in. And basically that encompasses, it's huge. What'd they say? It's the size of West Virginia.
Yeah, I think that was about it. The size of West Virginia, and our population is just over 100,000.
Slightly over
in the borough here.
But basically, that's gonna cover Palmer, Wasilla, Willow, up to Talkeetna, and then the following live chat, which will be 2 weeks after that, February 19th, we're going to do the Anchorage Bowl. So we're going to talk about everywhere from Eagle River to Girdwood
and all that. Good.
So,
good.
Of course, Anchorage is in the middle of that.
Oh, it is.
Last final little housekeeping note. You may have seen on YouTube here, we kind of have two different audiences. We have our RVing to Alaska content that we strictly RVing.
Talk about RVing.
But as you notice, we haven't been RVing a lot, and a lot of our content on YouTube is Alaska content. We've decided to completely separate them at some point in the near future. So we made a second channel here on YouTube called Living Free Alaska. We invite you to please, if you enjoy the content you've been seeing over the last couple of years on our vlog videos, to please go join and subscribe to Living Free Alaska. It's so hard to start over, and I'm willing to try.
We're going to give it a go, guys.
But we just want to separate the content. Leave RVing to Alaska, strictly RVing content, RVing trips, things like that, and leave our everyday living videos out of that and put it in its own place. So if you enjoy the Alaska content, like if you want to see what happens with Gary's knee, join over there.
Sure. We'll show you some of the stuff.
Shall we dig in?
Maybe I'll get a video of the surgery and put that. Ooh.
I don't know. First of all, I saw there was a couple questions, so I'm going to just breeze.
Yeah, let's get those out of the way now so we don't forget them later.
Sorry,
Hey, also, guys, this right here, RV2AK decals are available for sale on the website, rv2alaska.com. You want to place these on your RV in a place that's visible so other RVers can see you, and they'll come up and knock on your door and start a conversation, have a happy hour, go for a walk, whatever it may be. But it's just a way to kind of create community on the road so you can find like-minded travelers in Alaska as well.
Okay. Thank you for that pitch.
Not a problem.
Linda Lewis asked, what was the time again for reservations? For the rally, they will go on sale, I believe, at 10 a.m. on Friday, March 1st. Of course, we will have posts both on the business profile, on the website, and in the group page.
It'll be everywhere.
And there will probably be a video on what to expect at our rally. I'll have one created by then and here on YouTube. But yes, I would expect 10 a.m. Friday, March 1st.
Sounds good.
All right. That just went down.
And was that the only question?
Yeah, everyone
Oh.
else is just saying they've already got their reservations
Good.
for coming in early to
Oh,
help.
awesome. Hey, guys,
So
thank you.
Dawn and Neva, great
Okay.
friends. They're gonna be there.
Mhm.
And it looks like Linda says she's already got her decal.
Thank
Oh,
you,
no,
Linda.
yes,
Oh.
our time, 10
Oh, your time.
a.m. Alaska time. There's her, got ours.
Got ours. Good, good.
All right.
Okay. What's that down there? That big long one?
Rick Larson just asked a question. We'll pop it up. I'm using the milepost when
Good.
they list and describe a campsite.
Mhm.
I've noticed that on the ones I looked at, they don't say if it's for RVs or just tents or what size. How do I know if my 30-foot will fit? Well, one, I would say most campsites will fit a 30-foot RV
Right.
or 30-foot setup with probably no issues.
Well, now, if we're talking about campsite as in tent or campsite as in RV camping site, I mean, if it's designated an RV spot, normally a 30-foot would be okay. But if it is isolated as a campsite, then it might just be a tent. And this is the phone call I need to take.
Oh, yes, please. Okay.
Hello.
I guess I'm on my own now. Let's yeah. So I do see there is symbols, but it doesn't, I get it. It does not distinguish between an RV. What your best bet is use Google and go to the entity of that campground and see what it also says. So like Alaska State Parks, they're really good. You can go and see pretty much by site number what the length will accommodate. But again, a 30-foot is pretty reasonable with any RV up here. For most campgrounds, you shouldn't have a problem at all. And Linda says, praying it's not that bad. Yeah, I am too. I guess you will be the first to know when he comes back. So sorry, this really threw me. I knew it was probably going to happen, but anyways, I'm going to try not to listen to him and focus on you. If you have any other questions, just put them down below and I will definitely answer. And here comes one. Carolyn, we'll be going up through Lake Louise, Jasper, up to Fairbanks. When and where should we purchase bear spray? So we've addressed this in the past, and bear spray you can actually take across the Canadian border. You just got to make sure. Oh, it's over there. I do have a can of bear spray in this room, but it's out of reach. The canisters are about this big. I would say that's around 9 to 10 inches, and it will say bear protection or animal protection on it, and that is perfectly legal to take across the border. So you could buy that if you find it at home. You can buy it in Canada or you can get it here in Alaska. You just do not want the little personal cans of mace. That is not allowed. That's what's illegal. And here comes Gary. Thank you for the slight interruption.
Oh, that's an important phone call.
What's the verdict?
I'm going to sit down for stand by. It takes a little bit.
He's wearing his brace from his previous blowout,
which has helped a lot. Well, there are some issues. Not a complete rupture of the ACL, which is really good. A tear of the ACL, because I tear of the ACL, and there's some other little things going on in there that are beyond my head. But working with our orthopedic surgeons, we'll be able to decide the best path forward. But being a non-ruptured injury means recovery time is a lot quicker.
Well, that is a blessing.
That is very good.
Yes. So you heard it first. Thank goodness it's not a full rupture.
Not a full rupture. That's really good.
All right. So I just answered a few questions.
Good for you.
While you were away.
Oh, you have the ability. I know you do.
And let's go ahead and dive in
head first
into
Fairbanks,
the parks corridor.
Yep.
Now, when you get into Fairbanks, it's kind of where the road system just makes a nice little curve.
Did we talk about North Pole?
Slightly.
Little bit.
It's kind of mixed in
it is
with
mixed
this
in. It is.
content
Yeah,
for
it is.
tonight.
Yep.
Don's saying, everyone's saying great news.
Ooh, it is.
Yay.
Yeah, thank you guys.
That's great news, all things considered. And Marv says he missed the beginning. Is one of you hurt? And yes, Marv,
Mhm.
Gary hurt his knee this weekend. So we thought maybe it was a complete rupture, but it sounds he just got off the phone with a doctor.
It sounds like just
Partial
a
tear.
partial tear of my ACL at this point. There are some other things in there that my orthopedic surgeon might want to just clean up. We'll leave it at that for now.
One more quick question,
Okay.
and then we'll dive into Fairbanks, even though this is Canada. Rick Larson, I'll be in Banff and Jasper in the middle of June. I'm
Cool.
going to try to make reservations early tomorrow. Yes, I believe reservations do open this week for Banff. Do you think I'll need reservations? Yes.
Yes.
Any recommendations? Honestly, we've never camped in the campgrounds in Banff. They're
always so crazy.
Well, at the time we lived in Washington and we thought we could just buzz right through because we'd be back because we lived so close.
Now we don't.
But ask that on the Facebook group and I'm sure you'll get plenty of recommendations.
I know
Okay.
a couple years ago, one of the major campgrounds was closed down for rehab. And I know it's open now.
It's open now.
And I bet it's probably beautiful. I forgot what it's called, but
It's busy.
it's their bigger one there.
And Jasper and Banff are extremely
Always busy,
always
all summer.
full. So
all summer.
if you can score a reservation tomorrow, I would do that.
Go for it.
Okay. So we're gonna start I put some things here and it's kind of in general the whole North Pole and Fairbanks area. And as I was saying, when you're going up Highway 4, which is the Richardson, again, we don't really use highway numbers up here as locals. We talk in names.
Right.
And the Richardson ends in Fairbanks. And when you're just getting into, you've gone through North Pole and you're just pulling into Fairbanks, you'll see an off ramp that will say the Parks Highway. And that will kind of cut through the southern part of town. And you'll bypass Fairbanks completely, or you can go up and work your way across any of the main corridor roads.
There's several main corridors that go through.
Yeah, Fairbanks pretty much runs east
to
west,
I'd call it.
north
Is the main,
south.
Yeah. The main, but most of the main ones seem to run east west.
Yes, it's a long city and short and stubby in the north south, with a beautiful river running through it.
Absolutely, Chena River is beautiful.
But
yes.
Fairbanks, there's so much to do. It's
a great little
vibrant
place.
in the summer. Of course, they've got the Midnight Sun Festival. And this year, I wrote it.
Did you write the date down?
I did.
Is it probably the 21st of June or so? I'm just guessing, being the Midnight Sun.
Somewhere about
Equinox.
that. And I had it from last time, and I don't remember.
It revolves around the summer solstice, longest day of the year. So they have the fun run that starts at 10 p.m. It's a 10K?
It's a
10K fun run
so-
starts at 10 p.m. The goal is to finish by midnight.
Yeah, I will tell you, take a nap that day if you do the fun run, because doing 6 miles starting at 10 p.m. at night, it throws your system.
And also bring an empty cup of some sort, so you can fill it up with beer on the way.
There is a lot of alcohol shared along the course.
You go through some neighborhoods, and these neighborhoods have parties all along the way, and
They have
it's a lot of
kegs
fun.
set up
It
and-
is actually a party run blast.
It is.
Yeah.
People dress up in costumes. I know a lot of the YouTubers that have done it. That's usually a full video. I know one of our videos was
we
that
put some time
run.
to it.
It's a lot of fun. There's
It really is.
baseball under the midnight sun where the game is played at midnight.
It's really crazy. You finish the run at midnight or whatever time you finish at. You may be faster than we are, probably, and the sun is still up in the sky.
It sets around 1:15.
Crazy. You're wearing your sunglasses at midnight.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to experience that. It's
Fairbanks,
pretty cool.
I think I mentioned this in our last show. Fairbanks is a very young town
Yep.
because of the university, because of the military bases. There's 3 military bases nearby. So the average age for a Fairbanksian is 28 years old.
That is the proper term. I heard that from the mayor.
Yes, Fairbanksian.
Mm-hmm.
So lots of breweries, lots of pubs,
Yep.
great eateries, kind of hip and
just a lot of outdoor activity areas. There's frisbee golf. There's a lot of hiking trails up in the hills and the mountains. Paddling the Chena River. There's all sorts of stuff to do outside.
I will warn you, when we have stayed in Fairbanks proper in the past, we've stayed at the Elks Lodge. So if you're an Elks member, it's literally right
really
downtown
nice option.
on the river. But at 1 a.m, you may hear commotion outside your RV through most of the night because everyone's floating the river and
At midnight.
having a really good time. You got to remember, Alaskans, the locals, we soak up every ounce of sunlight in the summer.
Oh, with that, my vitamin D levels are good too.
Oh, okay.
We have to take vitamin D in the wintertime because we don't get much sun. So we have to make up, and then we make up for it in the summertime when we're out all day long in the sun. So we get all that vitamin D.
Don is helping us out here. He said the 42nd annual Midnight Sun Run 10K is June 22nd. So good guess.
I mean, solstice is right there, isn't it? So that's kind of what it's kind of hanging around. So had a good guess there. A good opportunity to start.
Couple other things that I have written down to do while you're in Fairbanks. Well, the first one is what we just spoke about, the Sun Run. Also, we in October when we visited, we went to the Fountainhead Antique Auto Museum, and if
my
you
gosh.
like old cars,
I was blown away.
It is
yeah.
one of the most complete, fascinating collections of antique cars
All decades.
in the U.S.
All decades from the first cars, not even the first cars, from the first kind of cars in 1910, the 1890s, whatever it was.
There's like Studebakers
all the way
and
up
Rolls
into
Royce,
the 70s and 60s and 70s, and it's just all sorts of cars, all eras of vehicles.
old-time Cadillacs.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
you're
Beautiful.
like wondering, how did these cars get here? And of course, they were shipped with care.
Mhm.
But and there's rumor that part of it, the
Right.
collection is from Jay Leno. So
I-
it's rumor. I have no proof.
We haven't researched it. We probably should, I guess, at some point. We've talked about that a couple of times. We should research that. But it's a really amazing museum. They do a great job with putting period accurate clothing and mannequins with the vehicles as well, so you can see a example of the clothing that would be worn in that vehicle. It's amazing. Really, really well done.
I agree.
And I don't remember the price, but whatever it was worth it.
Sorry, I'm trying to get this thing off my head.
What's this over here? Oh, the Fairbanks Ice Museum.
Yeah.
I mean, you get a chance. It's on a hot summer day. You go in downtown Fairbanks. You walk into the Ice Museum, and I mean, why not go see these amazing ice sculptures? It's pretty awesome.
Well, and up in Fairbanks, you actually have several different opportunities. You have the Fairbanks Ice Museum, as well as up in Chena Hot
Right.
Springs. They've got the Ice Museum up there, and you can actually see the artists working. They chisel away the glasses that you have your iced
Appletini.
appletini
Yes.
in. So pretty fabulous.
It is.
And folks, Fairbanks can get really warm in
It
the
does.
summer.
It
The
can, yep.
interior, I think so. I was noticing last night, I follow a Fairbanks Facebook page, and they've been waiting for -40 to go out. And
And celebrate.
there's a resident that said when it gets -40, when the university sign says -40, I'm going to go out there and just a banana hammock.
Ooh,
And
I
everyone
don't know
was
about that.
like, it's time. We're going to hit it. And I don't know if they hit that last night. It was super
they're
cold.
okay.
But that, yeah, I lost where I was going.
You're talking about the excuse me, the variety of temperatures in Fairbanks.
Oh, yeah.
So in the wintertime you can get, like she said, -40.
And
In the
summer,
summertime it can get up into the 90s.
even 100.
Or it has it on.
Yeah,
it has
the
it. Yeah, it
U
has
of
hit
AF
100.
has had over 100 degrees on that sign.
140-degree temperature swing. Oh my gosh,
Pretty
that's crazy.
crazy.
That's crazy. But it's a dry heat and it's a dry cold, so it's all the difference in the world. It doesn't feel that bad, does it?
It is one
Yes.
place your AC may run. So,
It does feel that bad.
and if you plan, I will pro tip, if you are gonna park the RV and maybe go do a tour up to Coldfoot or to Prudhoe Bay or take a flight over to Utiavik, maybe try to find full hookups so you can set your AC on your rig just to keep it cool if it does get super duper hot. So
Yeah, we were thankful that we had a little bit of power when we stayed at the Elks Club and did our run to Prudhoe Bay.
yeah, we didn't have water there,
No.
but we had power
Mhm.
so we could keep the rig cool.
Yep, because it was warm. It was very warm.
Another really fun activity that we've done in the past there is visit the historic Gold Dredge number 8.
Oh yeah, that's
As-
really kind of fun. Had a
As
good
well
time.
as the Riverboat Discovery. They're
Mhm.
owned by the same company.
Well, and Gold Dredge number 8 is right by the pipeline, so you get a little history of the pipeline there too as you go into the dredge area.
Yeah, it's up in Fox, and
Yep.
that is the historic mining area
Mhm.
that really what Fairbanks became known as a
Right.
town because it was a gold rush.
And at the dredge, you get a chance to pan for gold too, if you'd like.
Yeah.
And people actually, there is gold in there. When you pan for it, there is gold in there.
Yeah, once you pan it, you take it up, they weigh it, and they ask, do you want
wanna-
this back in money or do you want to keep your
Mhm.
gold? And most people keep their little specks of gold. I mean,
It was pay
Pretty
dirt.
cool.
It's real pay dirt.
and Riverboat Discovery is it's a neat experience. You're on a big paddle boat, paddle wheel boat
Yep.
on the Tanana, I believe. Yes.
No, it starts on Archina to the Tanana. It's on the
Oh,
China
that's right.
and it goes to the Tanana, almost to the confluence, and then comes back.
I believe
And you
quote
stop
me.
by a historical village,
Yes.
the native name,
I don't remember.
Tinklet? No.
No, don't even try to remember. That was 8
That was-
years
yep.
ago.
Anyway,
I'm
but
just
no,
gonna
but
say.
you do get to stop by a native village and see how a village would be set up.
And you
it's
get off
really
the
kinda
boat
neat.
and walk around,
yeah.
and there's a kennel puppies there.
Mhm.
And then you get back on the boat and you float by Susan Butchert's kennels.
Mhm. Very famous.
And
Musher.
they will speak to you via microphone about their kennels.
Mhm.
And you'll see a float plane land right
Oh.
next to the boat.
You will have an opportunity to taste and sample some smoked salmon,
Yep. And I believe, if I remember, chocolate chip
cookies or something like that too. So, no, it was a really good experience. We enjoyed the Riverboat Discovery. Had
And
a good time.
If you get the Tour Saver coupon book, there's usually coupons
Yep.
for those tours.
I would imagine
there.
for most of these, you'll find those in the Tour Saver coupon
Mhm.
books.
Another great activity that won't cost you anything is head down to Pioneer Park
Right.
in Fairbanks. And this is kind of a little historical town that they've
Mhm.
set up. There's also another steamboat, paddle boat
On display.
that was used back in the day. Just a nice little touristy area. I believe there's a salmon bank near the area there.
All sorts of little buildings and historical shows, museums, and
Just
such.
Kind of feels like you step back in time.
Yeah, kind of cool.
Some other activities you could do: visit the Large Animal Research Museum at the University of Alaska Fairbanks.
Mhm.
From there, they have muskox and reindeer that you can get close with.
Well, I believe the UAF also has the original bus from Into the Wild.
Yes,
They're working on a full restoration of that bus.
That is at
don't know if it-
Museum of the North.
It is okay. Is it on view or
Yep.
available for viewing?
So for those that know about the story of Into the Wild with Chris
Chris
McCandless, he ventured out into the wild just outside of Denali National Park in Healy and ended up in a bus that was used for a mine way back in like the 50s.
Yep.
And he took refuge in that bus because he got trapped and couldn't get back over the river to get back out. He went in the winter, and when summer came, that's when our rivers get
Right.
big, is in the
They
summer.
start flowing a lot more in the summer.
And unfortunately, he ate some wrong vegetation, and it killed him. And
He thought it was a potato root, and then it was a different kind of root that looks very similar. So another situation where you really need to know what you're eating before you eat it.
But if you're a nomad or have
Mhm.
that nomadic lifestyle, you probably
Yeah.
know about
You know the
this
story.
movie and the story. And so it's become very popular to the point that many tourists, us included,
Well, we didn't try. We knew we weren't going to make it all the way.
try to get back to that bus, and several have lost their lives. So
Yeah.
the government finally decided, okay, it's time to pull this bus out. We're going to take it up to the university, try to restore
Mhm.
it, clean it up, and tribute it properly. So they pulled it out in 21.
I want to say
I
21.
believe.
Yeah, they had a couple
20 or
helicopters
21.
lifted out. Yeah.
And there is a replica bus down in Healy that you can tour. We'll talk about that
Yep.
as we work down
we'll
the
get there in
road.
a little bit.
But Museum of the North, that is another great history of what the North is like.
Right. And now also in the area that down on North Pole. Well, we all know Santa Claus lives in North Pole, right? So you get a chance to go visit the Santa Claus house and also attend Reindeer Academy.
Yep.
Learn all about the reindeer. You get a chance to feed them. And for all those Christmas freaks, they have the biggest Christmas gift or Christmas ornament store in, I'm going to say, the world. It's huge.
You can go sit on Santa's lap.
And you can find Santa and Mrs. Claus. They'll be there for photos.
Rudolph seems to be doing military exercises every time we've gone.
Yeah, we haven't found him yet. Haven't seen him yet.
No, but we've seen everyone else. But Rudolph is
Dancer,
always,
Prancer,
he's busy with the military.
Donner, Blitzen, and all them guys.
Comet and Cupid.
We'll call it good there. I'm
Okay. Quick question. I see Big Family Expedition asks, what is a tour saver coupon?
That is an amazing question because it's going to save you 50% off almost every tour.
It's not 50% on everything. We have two tour books up here in Alaska that will help save you on excursions. This is the Tour Saver. It changes every year, and it looks like this. They also have an online app, and if you just Google alaskatoursaver.com, I believe it will pop up. But this will help. For example, it will give you percentage off. It will maybe 2-for-1 admission.
Right. And the Tour Saver is really focused more so on the tourist coming up here for a temporary visit. And then the Northern Lights is another book that we have here that you can purchase. That is I would buy this book for us for everyday use. It has haircuts, it has oil changes, it has restaurants and everyday use stuff, which would be handy for you guys too, because you're going to need oil changes and you're going to want to try the local food and restaurants. So it'd be best. You'd be best off to purchase both of these, and one use will cover the cost of both of these books.
Usually, yes, absolutely. And also Northern Lights coupon book, this one. We do have a link on our discounts page on RVing to Alaska for free shipping to the lower 48. So again, you can find a discount on this at rvingtoalaska.com/discounts. And the Tour Saver, we've not partnered with yet. Been working on them.
We're trying to get them.
But still very much worth it. It will pay for itself in one use. Especially, the only thing I will say, this is kind of harder on a solo traveler.
There are some, they're becoming more and more where they're giving a percentage off versus a 2-for-1. Yes.
But like for yourself as a larger family, you may want to buy a couple of them and you'll still save.
And now both of those, you have to have the physical coupon in the book presented to the tour company at the time.
Yes. Well, at least the Tour Saver.
Tour Saver. Okay. And that's just so they don't have
every coupon will have different stipulations. Sometimes there's blackout dates, etc. But these are two books I highly recommend.
Absolutely do. It'll save you a lot of money.
If you want to do some tours and you want to save some money, these are great investments.
Go to. Chena Hot Springs is another great day trip out of Fairbanks, a 60-mile drive, I'm going to say northeast of Fairbanks. Brings you out to some beautiful natural hot springs. They've made a great soaking pool, and the grounds. There's so much to do out there.
There is.
There's so much to do out there.
There's tours where you can tour their geothermal heating plant.
Their greenhouses.
They have a greenhouse that they grow all year long in.
They live north of Fairbanks, and they grow in their greenhouse all year long.
So
all year.
Pretty neat.
It's awesome.
And the outside pool is adult only, but they do have an interior pool for family and kids. They have a hotel, lodging, and a campground.
There is an RV park, RV camping, RV parking. I wouldn't say the biggest of the big rigs would fit there. Our 40-foot motorhome fit there fine, much bigger than that, and I'm not sure how
it's dry camping.
It is dry camping.
There's no hookups,
but definitely worth at least a day, if not more. Chena Hot Springs is well worth it.
Yes, and Don says his understanding is it's first come first serve, and that is correct.
True. Yeah.
If you want to play with puppies, we have met Susan Butcher's daughter, Tekla, and she runs Trailbreakers Kennels in the Fairbanks area. So I want to give that a shout out as a place to go if you want to play with puppies and see what a kennel
true
is,
working dogs
like for an actual musher.
And they'll have little carts available that the dogs can pull you around on, and it's a pretty cool experience.
Another, if you are a birder, you like to find birds, if you're a bird watcher, Creamer's Field in downtown, well, it's not downtown, but in Fairbanks proper is a place where a lot of people go. It's out by the fairgrounds. And we
had some friends when we were there in October that were out there. He's a big birder. He was out there every day. And I believe he found one of the rarest birds he'd found in a long time at that field in those days. I can't tell you what kind of bird it was. A bird's a bird to me. I mean, but birders have those things, you know.
Sandhill crane is.
But yeah, it's a great place. There is such a wide variety of birds that migrate up to Alaska. You guys will be amazed at what you see up here. So for those bird enthusiasts, there's an opportunity for you to mark off some rare and hard to find birds.
Another thing you can do while you're in Fairbanks is use it as a jumping point to visit the Arctic. You can do day trips up to the Yukon River or to the Arctic Circle, or you can go longer and do a trip up the Dalton, take a flight over to Utiavik, which is formerly Barrow. You can do this through tour companies. Our biggest suggestion is if you want to do a formal tour, hook up with Northern Alaska Tour Company. They have many different options of either driving, flying,
combinations,
or flying in and staying remotely. We will talk more about the Arctic and the Dalton and all that in April when we do Off Our Pavement podcast. But I just want to say that Fairbanks is a great jumping off point to do those type of activities.
And it's well worth your time to do.
Absolutely.
Oh man, it's so nice.
A couple other things I want to just hit some breweries because Gary loves breweries.
I like distilleries too.
Distilleries as well. I didn't write down many of the distilleries, but
there's really not a whole bunch of distilleries.
There are a few.
They're starting to pop up more.
Hoodoo Brewery is one of our favorites. We always somehow end up there whenever we go to Fairbanks.
The food trucks that stop in there are always so good.
And this year, starting January 1st, the tap rooms get to stay open an hour later. They were controlled. They had to be closed by 8. So now official closing time is 9, which is really nice.
Awesome.
With a hard close at 9:30. So you have to be like done out.
So last serve at 9 and closed at 9:30.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
hard
good.
close at 9:30.
That works.
There's also Latitude 65, which is a good brewery up here, and Silver Gulch, which is the northernmost brewery in North America.
Right. And to top that off, you can have a Silver Gulch beer up in Coldfoot, Alaska, which is the northernmost bar in tavern in the, I guess, in North America.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
when you do your
because
cold foot run.
up in Utqiagvik
It's
and
dry.
in Prudhoe
Porto
Bay,
Bay, there's
everything's
no
dry.
alcohol.
So
So Silver Gulch is great. They have a good variety of beers. I have enjoyed them.
sorry, I'm trying to, because we want to get down the highway. We got about 20 more minutes. But eateries, the pump. So the first two I'm going to name are kind of historic.
Mm-hmm.
You really get the Fairbanks vibe from back in the day.
And these are facilities that were used for a reason. And the pump house was actually
The pump house.
That's where they pump their water from.
It's right on the river,
Mhm.
and just the nostalgia is really cool. And
It's almost it's a steampunk. Is that what it's called?
A little bit,
that
yeah.
little styling that used to be popular a while back.
and it's like family style
Yeah,
serving. So,
Very large, very very friendly, very family friendly.
And then the other one is a famous old steakhouse, the Turtle Club out in Fox.
Oh yeah.
It's across from Silver Gulch
Mhm.
Brewery, so you could two birds. But Silver Gulch has good food too, so I'm not gonna
that's hard to do. Silver Gulch and the Fox or the steakhouse.
do them separately.
You got to do 2 different days.
But it's very, again, it's nostalgic. It's old. It's you feel like you step back in time.
you walk into the steakhouse in Fox, and it's you're walking back. Well, now it's 40 years probably.
Yeah,
Easy or more 50 years. I mean, it's older decor, but the food is on par. It's amazing good food.
Yep.
Those steaks are great.
Couple of fine eating restaurants. So
Mhm.
if you have something to celebrate, I would suggest Lavelle's Bistro.
Oh yeah, that was really
It's
good.
inside. It's
They-
where do we stay?
It was a courtyard.
It's a courtyard.
Courtyard
Yes.
inside. It's kind of strange. It's inside the Courtyard Hotel, but it's a really good restaurant.
It was good.
Yep.
And then we've also had a great recommendation on Bobby's downtown. We
had some appetizers from Bobby's at the
At-
art event at
at
Pioneer
our
Park.
event, and it
Mhm.
was really good.
Yep.
And I was also told to go check out the bathroom. So I have yet to do that.
Is that just the women's or is that the men's too?
I don't know, but I know the women's restroom is
It's something to look at.
something to look at. So
There you go.
there's
Bobby's.
pro tip at Bobby's.
Bobby's. Go there.
Please don't shame me if it's bad. I
Hey,
don't know.
but let us know if you do go. Let us know. I kind of want to know.
And then down in North Pole, I just wrote because I am itching for some good Chinese food.
You like that almond chicken?
Well, I have a specific Chinese food and I cannot find it
We're
anywhere
calling it
in Alaska.
Pacific Northwest almond chicken.
Yeah, it's an almond chicken that I've only found in like Washington.
Right.
And all my friends that have moved away from our hometown said they can't find it either. So, but Pagoda has a similar, it's still not what I'm looking for,
No.
but very good Chinese food.
Mhm.
RV parks, River's Edge RV Park, KOA has a beautiful new park up there, huge Chena Fairbanks, KOA.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking for a city run or government run campground, the Chena Lakes Recreation area
I would
is
call that more
it's borough run.
park. It's not in the city. It's out of ways.
It's like a state park
Yes.
rec site, but
Yes.
it's ran by the borough.
All around the lakes. Beautiful setting. Mosquito heavy, but it is worth it.
Yeah, depending on what time.
But depending on time of year. We were early season,
And it
so
was affordable. We're talking like $25, $30.
state park style. It
You
was
could
great.
do a pass where like $100 gets you 2 weeks of camping. There's
Mhm.
some rules of going in and out, but it was nice. We
It was
stayed
great.
there for like a week and it worked well. We also stayed, like I said, at the Elks Lodge. So those are some places we might suggest for RV parking. Also, if you are looking at possibly an RV rental, you can rent an RV out of with Go North RV Rentals. They have an office in Fairbanks.
Oh, good. Okay.
As well as Anchorage
Mhm.
and
Whitehorse.
in Seattle. But so if I know we're getting more and more people that are flying in, and that is an option up there in Fairbanks. So I think
Very
I
good.
covered everything I wanted to cover.
Well, there's one more thing. A few things on the back page.
Yes. Well, yes, for Fairbanks.
Oh, Fairbanks. Okay, so
now we get to move down the highway.
We're gonna get off of the Richardson now and make that exit onto the Parks Highway, and make our way southish.
Real quick.
Real quick, she says. Questions?
Carolyn asked, where can I find the best king crab?
Oh, probably king crab. There's a truck in Anchorage that goes around Anchorage and has
I would save it for the coastal.
flash sales. Yeah,
Yeah,
coastals.
the coastal regions. Fairbanks, maybe not so much
No.
because you're the farthest point away
Mhm.
from the coast.
Mhm.
I would also say that when we cover Anchorage in a month, there will be some fine dining that will have
Absolutely have
crab legs.
fresh.
And it really depends on if they open the season or not.
The fishery did open up a little bit this year, but not a whole bunch.
Little. And it's expensive.
It's very.
Like one crab leg is $100.
I could say well over $100 a pound.
Yeah, I would assume that dish would be around 1 to 120 just for that one entree.
Mhm.
So yeah.
But it's good.
Be prepared for some sticker shock. And then one more foodie question. One of us is celiac, no gluten. Are the restaurants familiar
yes,
with this?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
yes.
you're going to be able to find vegan. You're going to be able to find gluten. At most restaurants, they'll have entrees that will fit your
Absolutely
dietary needs.
Yep. Now, and that's in the bigger communities, the bigger towns. You'll find that in some of the more remote roadhouses and smaller areas, you may have a more difficult time finding specific dietary needs, but they're very easy to work with. And if you explain to them what you need, they may be able to cook it for you. So it's always worth talking with them.
We had have a friend that's vegan, and we went to our favorite roadhouse here. Unfortunately, it just closed down, but she went to the owner and said, "Hey, I'm completely vegan. It's medical reasons." And he went and made her the most amazing vegan burger.
It looked great.
And it wasn't on menu. It's just he accommodated her. And that's the kind of service you're going to find up here with a lot of these eateries and restaurants.
The small, locally owned places.
They will work with you.
They will.
So I wouldn't worry too much.
Yep.
So we're going to go down
We're going
the
to go
Park
south.
Highway. It is a beautiful drive as you leave out Fairbanks.
What's that little town right there as we leave? Esther.
Great fuel prices in Esther.
We passed there 4 times in the last few months, and
September and October.
3 of the 4 times they were cheaper than most every place in Fairbanks.
There is a Costco in Fairbanks.
There is, yep.
So there's fuel there. However, just so you know, the Costco in Fairbanks.
Is there no diesel?
No diesel.
No diesel. Right. So the fuel in Esther is generally a little bit lower than the fuel in Fairbanks.
And
so
you want to
keep that in mind.
2 fuel stations out there. You want to go to the one that's the furthest south.
It's the bigger one on the corner.
If you look on Google, you'll see what I'm talking about.
The main road to Esther. But you want to fill up there.
I think it's an essential one. Can't quite remember.
I don't remember the name of the station, but anyway, you want to fill up there. Because it's a good price.
Next fuel is down in Healy.
Down in Healy, which is
so
about 100 miles away. 100 miles away.
100 miles.
Which, not a big trek, but easy to do. This road from Fairbanks, Esther, down to Healy is a really beautiful drive.
It's not hard.
Not hard.
Not really frost heavy.
But you're up and down a little bit into some hills. I'm not going to say mountains, but up through some hills and some curves and some corners.
Top of the world where you're
at times
on top of ridges and you're looking down at these.
You get some really long views.
Valleys, and you can see the Alaskan range way off in the distance.
And on the other side, you can see the Tanana River winding its way down. It's really a very nice drive.
It is.
Yep.
I will agree with that. Exactly.
And now there is a pull off that you should do. A little stop.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
You know, it has a name that may not be appropriate for most audiences. So if you
have little ones.
Yep. I mean, just for a second, I'll give you 2 seconds. 1,000, 2, 1,000. The place is called Skinny Dick's Halfway Inn.
And if you go,
it's a lot of fun. You do need to go there.
You should be an adult.
Yeah. It is 18 plus should be fine.
Maybe it may be a 21 and over because it is a tavern, and there is a lot of inappropriate.
They have a lot of T-shirts and hats and gimmicks and this and that.
If the name tells you anything,
yep. It's kind of a fun place. You don't need to spend a whole bunch of time there. Grab a drink and go through the gift store and have a fun time, and then be on your way.
There's dollar bills all over
Oh,
the
yeah.
ceiling and the walls.
Mhm.
There is an RVing
There is
Alaska
parking,
sticker.
and there is overnight parking there too. If the enjoyment becomes too much, you can stay there overnight.
Can you?
Yeah, there's a whole parking lot right there you can stay in.
Be sure to ask permission.
That's always best.
But if you want something quirky, I would definitely stop.
Mhm.
It is hilarious. We finally made our first stop in October, and we giggled the whole time. We had a Bloody Mary and a beer, and it was fun.
Oh, it's great.
You just kind of got to go with the flow.
Just a locally owned place, and they just have a fun time managing their bar.
Yep. There's not much on the road for stops as
No.
you're making your way south. So, it is a nice little stop.
Mm-hmm.
Have a drink or a soda, and then,
And-
if you got to continue down the road,
Don't overdo it.
limit yourself or
absolutely.
share,
Mhm.
and then continue on your way.
And then the next little community you're going to come across is Tanana.
no,
Nanana, which is the bridge across the Nanana River. No, the Tanana. Yeah,
No.
Tanana. And it's a native village, predominantly. And there's not a whole bunch there. There is fuel there. There's a small little grocery store there.
Mhm. I believe there's an RV park
An
in
RV
town.
park in town.
There's not much. However, it is very popular because this is where
I was hoping you'd lead into that.
the Nanana
Yes,
River
river
breakup. It's a huge lottery in the state where people actually, even you can participate in the lottery, and you buy your ticket. You put your guess as to when the Nanana River will break up, and in the winter they'll put a big pillar out there tied to a clock. And when the river breaks and they break that cord, whoever guessed closest wins huge amount of money.
Oh yeah, this is a statewide lottery, and there's tens of thousands of dollars that are given away to the winner.
So if you look it up, it's the Nanana Ice Classic,
Mhm.
I believe is
Or
what
is
it's
it the
called.
Nanana River or
I
Nanana
think
Ice?
the Nanana Ice
Okay.
Classic.
But
But
a cool little thing. I mean, you can be a part of it by guessing the breakup date.
and that will be probably sometime late April, early May.
Mhm.
We yep.
Yeah, you go ahead.
I run a contest similar. I don't give away hundreds of thousands of dollars. I don't give
we
away
don't have that
hundreds of
overhead.
dollars. I give away a gift basket every spring
Mhm.
with the Yukon and its breakup over in Whitehorse.
Right.
So you'll see posts about that when we get further.
We're not
down.
near breakup yet. There's a lot more playing to do still.
Yep.
I hope.
We have officially just about hit the hour mark, so we'll try to cruise through Denali. We're gonna go long. Hopefully you'll stay with
Right.
us, just because I know we spent a lot of time on Fairbanks, but
Yep.
I don't want to skimp on Denali.
And towards the end, I do have another money saving opportunity for you guys that I really want you to stick around for. So we got a few more things to go through, and then we'll get to that little money saver at the end.
I don't know what he's talking about.
I
but
think
that's okay.
you do, but I just
So we're continuing down the road.
Right.
And
So we're gonna-
next up is
I mean, there's a couple little communities.
Anderson.
Anderson and
and
Clear Air
Clear.
Force Base.
Actually, it's a space.
That's right. It is a
base.
Space Force base, isn't
Mhm,
it?
Space Force.
Ooh, Space
Yep.
Force.
Anderson does have a city park,
Mhm.
fairly inexpensive camping.
And that's along one of the rivers too. That would be the.
It's still the Nanana.
Is that still the
Yeah,
Nanana?
The Nanana follows the parks highway
Follows the
follows
Nanana all the way down.
Nanana,
to
all
the-
the way down.
Yep.
What was it?
The city
So-
park in Anderson.
In Anderson.
Mhm.
So it's never crowded.
Nope.
There's tons of RV camping in
Mhm.
there. They do have a dump station, and I believe you can get potable water.
And there's a couple of little services in the town itself.
Very small.
Very
We've
small.
never stayed there. I've looked about having a rally there, but they never got back to me. So it's
Mhm.
something in the future I might think about, but there's not much going on in that area. Just a warning.
It's
But it is camping,
unpopulated.
and it's a about a half an hour north of the Denali Healy area.
Yep.
So it's still quite a ways from the national park, but it is another option for you. So as you're continuing down, like I said, about a half an hour away is the town of Healy, which is just north of Glitter Gulch and Denali National Park. Healy is going to be where the locals live that service
work in the park.
the national park. There is a restaurant. That's the 49th State Brewery.
Well, there's a couple of restaurants. There's the bar, the restaurant at the hotel there.
There's a restaurant in the hotel. I don't remember the name. And there is a couple food trucks that run out of there.
A Napa Auto Parts.
Yes. So if
in case you need anything like that.
And there is, if you watched our last episode, Three Bears Grocery Store and fuel station.
Yes.
You want to talk about the fuel?
Well, that's what I was going.
Oh. Well, we're at Three Bears.
Okay, I guess I'll talk about it now. I was going to wait till the end, but here we go. So Three Bears is a local Alaska chain, grocery and fuel. And they have a fuel rewards or a fuel club, I guess if you want to call it. And all you have to do really is at the fuel pump, enter your phone number into the fuel pump, your area code and 7 digits, and you'll get a 5-cent discount off the posted price.
Every time
you fill up. And you can fill, and they say 35 gallons, but you could stop the pump, put your number back in, 35 more gallons. You can do that 40 times.
After living here and visiting here, how many years we just figured that out this winter?
Oh, I've had that phone number thing for a long time.
No, that you can keep doing it.
Oh, I've done that for a long time.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, I have. I'm the one that fills the tanks.
It works with heating fuel too.
It works with heating fuel too. But yeah, so it's 5 cents off the posted price.
That's another.
And they also have. I mean, if you were going to be using, this is more for a local person, but if you're going to be using Three Bears a lot and filling up multiple times a month, you could get up to 10 cents off of fuel through their rewards program. And you'll have to look into that separately on your own. But I would suggest putting your phone number into there to get the 5 cents off, because 5 cents is 5 cents every gallon.
And I believe all the Three Bears gas stations are Shell.
I believe they're Shell brand gasoline, yes, which is a perfectly fine gas.
And something just popped in my head.
I thought that's what it was, but it's already gone? I think I saw it fly away.
If it comes back, I'll let you know. Denali.
Glitter Gulch.
You want to talk about a couple things that we can do in Denali?
I need to borrow this here.
And I'm going to sit here and try to...
You're going to try to think about it? So in Denali, we've got some great people up there. New Wave Adventures. They have an amazing rafting service. You got to look up their rafting service. And they have a whole bunch of different levels of rafting. You can go on a leisurely stroll through a flat little Ripley River. You can go whitewater rafting, or you can go on just a scenic run. You know, you have your options. Stacy thought she was going to die on one of these.
Yeah, we have a video. I thought I was going to die. I don't think I will ever whitewater raft again. But I did it.
And you had fun.
I survived.
Yes, you did.
So, every time I go over the bridge going into Glitter Gulch, I'm like, that's where I almost died.
But whitewater rafting in Alaska on these glacier-fed rivers is something else. It's a lot of fun.
It was fun.
The water's cold.
I just won't do it again.
Denali Park also offers a lot of other adventures. There's zip lining. There's Jeep tours, ATV adventures. There's all sorts of stuff you can do up here. And Denali Park, zip line, Denali Jeep, Denali ATV, they can hook you up with all of those tours. I'm sure there's all sorts of different levels of experience available, or levels of tours available.
They have some pretty good websites, so I'd check them out. 49th State Brewery.
Well, we forgot about that. When we're in Healy, we need to go back up a little bit to Healy.
In the area.
And go to 49th State Brewery.
Again, that's where that replica bus that was used in the movie Into the Wild.
Chris McCandless Into the Wild bus.
Yep. So, and they have really good food.
The food is really good.
Great bourbon selection.
Oh my God, the bourbon and scotches. They have them.
And they have really great brewed on-site beers.
They do a beer brewery tour that I happened to walk into one day when we were up there, and I got a lot of great information from the brewer. So, they do a very good job up there. They will service they provide great services to every tourist up there.
And they also do craft sodas, which is really nice.
Right.
If you're not into
Mhm.
beer, like for me, I rarely drink, but I love craft soda.
Yep.
So you'll find unusual flavors, Alaska themed, of course.
And now when you get into the Denali area, there's what we call Glitter Gulch. It's kind of
Princessville.
it's a bunch of tourist shops, souvenir shops. You got the jewelry, you got the T-shirts, you got the Alaska ulu knives and all this kind of stuff. That's
There
really,
is a liquor store.
really kind of cool. There is a liquor store there. There are 3 restaurants in there that are actually all very good.
One's a pizza place, one's a steak place,
And I think the other one's just fine dining.
I think it's salmon.
Or is it salmon? Okay, that's right.
Don't remember the names.
Yeah,
but they're all
really good.
But I believe they're also owned by the same company, so their menus are similar,
Mhm.
pricing is similar, but it truly is, if you have the time and you can find the parking's
a little tight.
to stop and kind of explore.
So this would be a great
Gulch.
opportunity if you're staying in Riley Creek in Denali to take your
Tow.
towed or tow vehicle
Mhm.
into Glitter Gulch and do your little excursion around the town.
Or
There-
if you're in one of the RV parks that are right there in Glitter
yeah, 'cause
Gulch,
there's
you
several.
can just walk
Yep.
around.
A little grocery market kind of thing there. There's some fuel. And I mean,
It's also where you're going to find the big cruise line lodges.
oh yeah, the
And-
Princess Lodges and such.
Sometimes those lodges will have entertainment even for outsiders or
Mhm.
tours. So be sure to check the tourism
Right.
board and see what is available, because like I know when we did our rafting adventure, we actually had to drive to one of the lodges and check in. So
And there's a great walking paths on both sides of the street. The main highway crosses over the Nanana River right there, and it's a really rushing river, and it's kind of cool to look at and watch.
and a couple of stoplights, so just be
Yep.
aware of those. Lots of pedestrians walking around, so you just kind of got to go
It's a
slow.
slow go. Let's call it. We're gonna do Talkeetna later.
Okay.
Let's finish up. We'll get
Yep.
to we'll highlight these guys, and then boom.
Yep. So we're going to continue down the highway. It is, again, not very Frost TV, very scenic. You're going to be going through kind of a river canyon, following your way down to Broad Pass in the Cantwell area. In Cantwell, you're going to find more fuel, a couple little shops. There are some lodges.
Well, and that is
Fishing.
one end of the Denali Highway as well.
Correct. Yeah, the
Mhm.
Denali Highway is there. So again, very light services, but there
Right.
are services. I laughed when we went through this this fall. There was even an EV charging station there.
It wasn't being used.
No. Well, and it was right next to a big diesel generator.
Yeah,
But-
yeah. Go figure it. Yeah, EV charging and a diesel
If
generator.
you have
sitting
an
right
EV
next to it.
vehicle, you
Mhm.
could charge there.
Yep.
They're starting to pop up around Alaska. I just thought
See, we-
I thought it was funny.
So it was like 6 below this morning when we were at getting my MRI, and there was a Tesla parked next to me. How much battery life do you have there, sir? Anyway,
Let's see. We're continuing down. We're going across Broad Pass. It's beautiful. Broad Pass is a very flat pass. It's about
there are
3,000
some areas that have some frost
elevation.
heaves. You got to watch out. They pop up.
It is. That's about
Yep.
the only Frost TV part of the parks. Again, you'll be a pro by then.
And you'll kind of know when you're at Broad Pass, because it's just broad
Broad
and
flat,
straight and flat.
wide with mountains on each
both
side.
sides.
There is a really cool feature, and I don't know if they're going to be up and running yet.
It's going to be a couple years. It's going to be a couple
Well,
years.
but they may have an outbuild. I don't know. There's a giant igloo, and you may have seen. It hasn't popped up on our page very much, but there is. When you go by it, you'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's a giant
I
igloo."
think it was built in the 70s,
Or
80s.
Yeah, I don't know.
A long time ago.
Been abandoned.
yes.
It's about, I think, 6 stories tall,
It's up there.
and it was gonna be a hotel, and
It never got finished.
I don't believe it
The
ever got
permits were
finished.
never fully issued.
But it was purchased, and they are going to renovate it and turn it into a distillery.
Right.
But do not trespass. They've had a lot of problems with people trespassing, and it's very well posted. You can be on the highway, take your pictures. Do not go on their
Right.
property.
There's no business there to
Not
be
yet.
had yet.
No.
So
It'll be fun when
you'll
they
you'll
do.
see the igloo and you'll go, oh my gosh, and now you'll know what it will be in a couple of years. We
Yeah.
don't know when yet.
As you're working your way south, you are going to be actually, Broad Pass actually kind of takes you in the middle of the Alaskan range.
Mhm.
And pretty soon Denali is going to be literally to your right.
You'll be coming up on the Talkeetna River
Yeah.
as well. The river's going to be following the road a little ways. The road following the river a ways, and then Denali will be off to your right.
And there's a couple of viewpoints in that area.
Mhm.
There's the north viewpoint and the south viewpoint
Mhm.
of Denali. And these views can be even better than inside Denali National Park.
Absolutely true.
So I would definitely pull over
Yes.
if it's a clear day to see the mountain.
And I think the south viewpoint is even better than the north viewpoint.
Absolutely. Now, I'm going to mention a business at mile 156.
Mhm.
They are not, they do not have RV parking,
Yet.
but yet, maybe
Yet.
in the future. But it is the historic Talkeetna River Lodge. And the reason why I want to bring them up, say you're having a medical issue, they have a paramedic station there on site with a medic on duty
24/7.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They are new. They just bought the property and have been renovating.
A ton of renovation has gone into this property.
And I have, we stopped and visited
Mhm.
with them on their
Amazing.
opening weekend and met some of the family members that are bringing this historic lodge back to life.
Well, and also the same folks that are bringing this medical service
Yes.
to this small little roadhouse
It
community.
is needed. There's no medical services on most of the highway. So
And-
having a paramedic station is huge.
And their plan, I believe their plan was to put something within 100 miles of the other.
yeah.
So
yeah,
every 100
they're
miles,
expanding.
there'll be some sort of medical services through their service that they're starting along the Parks Highway, which is outstanding. It's amazing.
So if you would like to stop, say hello, take a tour of their lodge. It is kind of neat. Their story is fascinating.
I believe they'll have canoe rentals and such on the lakes if you want to go for a paddle on a canoe. I'm thinking.
I
don't know
know
for sure.
And
I
maybe
hope.
I will know more by then.
Yep. If they're watching now, let us know.
I'm trying to work with the owners because I have a really cool plan down the
Yes, we
road that I would love to work
do.
with them on. So I'll know more
Mhm.
as time goes on. But
Yep.
it's mile 156, and it's also just before, if you're going southbound, it's just before you hit the south viewpoint area and the
Kensagugi
campground.
So, hey, that is not Denali National Park. That's Denali State Park that we've transferred into now.
Yep.
Kensagugi is
Yep.
Denali State Park.
That's also where our
Mhm.
Veterans Memorial
Yes.
memoriam is.
Mhm.
Couple little campgrounds.
Yep.
Just really gorgeous country.
If the Kensagugi State Park campground has actually full hookups in place, a couple of campground spots with full hookups. Or is it full hookups or just power?
No, they have power.
Just power.
And it's reservable in advance, which most places you can't reserve in advance,
Right.
but you can there.
Some of the best views of Denali anywhere in that park right there. Denali State
You
Park.
probably have a better chance seeing it there than
Yeah.
in Denali National
Yep.
Park. Just because the way the winds flow and
Mhm.
so
Beautiful area. The eatery right there, the little restaurant,
there is a little restaurant
just south of the south viewpoint.
Yep. And I can't remember the name. We ate there. Really
October.
good food.
Mhm.
If you're hungry, it's about the only eatery in that
It is
stretch.
the only.
And really good pie.
Yes, that
Really
pie,
good pie.
that pie's good.
And then you're going to just continue south to Trapper Creek. And I think that's where we'll
Let's just
end.
hold off on that for now since we're over time. We'll get Trapper Creek
Well,
and to Talkeetna.
We'll start with Talkeetna in our next one. But
All right.
Trapper Creek, there's not much again, but there is a Three Bears.
Grocery. And fuel.
No, it's not a grocery. It's only
It's not a grocery.
it's a convenience store.
That's a big one.
It's bigger than our one here in Houston, but it's gas and convenience. And I believe they have an RV park.
And look at their the city or the area website information for the Fireweed Festival within Trapper Creek.
Yeah, we attended that in
It's a
17.
fun little festival, local community festival, and they have all the local handmade stuff and
And I believe that
fireweed jellies and fun stuff like that.
it's late July.
Yeah.
But in late July, you're going to be in Glen Allen, so at our rally.
Well, there's that. I mean, that's where you want to be, right?
Right?
I'll be drinking some bourbon with you folks next to the fire.
There was a question Linda asked when we were back up in North Pole. She's asked, I think you can send kids a letter from Santa.
Yes.
Postmarked from the North Pole. And yes, when you're at Santa Claus's house, you can ask them to do a letter, and then you can take it to the North Pole post office
They have it
and
postmarked.
have it postmarked.
So do they postmark and
I don't know.
hold it for delivery late?
I don't know. That would be something you would have to ask Mrs. Claus at Santa Claus's house.
She will have all the information for you.
Yeah.
Mrs. Claus is amazing.
We haven't been to their house in
A couple of
since
years. It's been a
17,
bit.
So I think if we go back, we'll go back and visit just because it's nice to refresh the memory.
Mhm.
You know, it's been 8 years since our first trip up here. So, and we still have lots of things to do, which
Right.
is fun. We've done so much, but we still have so much more to do. You never, just so you know,
you can't do it
you
all.
never
You
can do
will
Alaska in
not
one
ever
trip.
do it all.
And I've said this in the past, I've said it in our videos. If you can come up in the wintertime,
Oh my gosh.
it's magical. It's different.
Thank you for saying it's magical. That's what
It
I
is
tell everybody.
magical.
It's magical in the
It's
wintertime.
cold, but you can dress for cold, and it is a different experience. I know. So, like next month in March, we are hosting. Not
No,
we.
no. Next month is not March.
Oh, next month is
Thank
February.
God, yes.
March 10th through the 16th is
the Arctic Winter
Arctic
Games.
Winter Games,
Mhm.
and the Matanuska Valley is playing host this year. I think last year it was in Canada, but I am actually going to be volunteering.
That
at
is so
this
great.
activity.
I'm glad you're doing that. That's going to be really.
I
a lot
have
of
no
fun for you.
idea what my job
Yep.
responsibilities will be yet, but I've just went through orientation and I'm really excited about it. And you know, if you can swing a trip up in March, it's right when everything's going on. The
Iditarod's happening. The Winter Games are happening.
Ferrandi's
going on.
So much is happening, and it's all right here in the Matsu Valley
Anchorage.
and Anchorage. But coming up more than just once. A lot of people, Alaska's just a one and done.
No.
Fly up. I mean, it is pretty special.
The summers are beautiful and stunning and amazing, and there's a lot to do, and the scenery is awesome and warm and fuzzies. Winter is magic. Winter is just something else. It is just
Yeah,
It's so nice.
The news about your knee that we just got during this
has
session,
helped a little bit.
that has raised your spirits a little bit. I mean, it's still torn, and you're gonna have to be very careful.
But I still get the snow machine this year.
Anyways, Chris just asked, who should we contact to volunteer for the rally? And that would be me.
Stacy.
But when you buy your tickets, there will be a check mark that you will be able to click, and I will make a notation when I do all the data entry from the tickets that you are interested, and then I will put a post out or an email out to all those folks. Also, when you do buy your tickets, by then, I haven't done it yet, but we will have our own private Facebook group just for rally goers.
Yes.
And that's where I'll do most of our communication. So I'm not,
You're not
get
interfering with the
lost.
main page.
Yeah, it doesn't get lost in the main page. And we will have our own private page. It's password protected. You won't get in unless you're an attendee. And that's where I'll make announcements more about what we're doing, what we've got going on, what volunteer opportunities I have. Honestly, there's not much volunteer work. There's a little just to help. I'm just one person.
It's just a pre-prep.
It's-
It's just kind of pre-prep stuff, and that's
Pack
that.
bags,
Yep.
get things ready. And then because I want to enjoy.
We may actually need to recruit some parking volunteers.
Yes, we do need parking volunteers.
Yes,
but
I'm not going to be able to do
have
it
time.
myself.
We have
I have
time.
a dad coming up.
Yeah, you have your parents.
I have a dad coming up.
Both of our RVs are gonna be at the rally.
Yeah.
Linda says they just took the letter and mailed it at a later date. So good to know.
For the Christmas
Oh, look at
letter.
I recognize that gal.
Rachel Fox.
Hi,
Hi,
Rachel.
Rachel.
Rachel went to high school with Gary and
That's
I,
awesome.
and they are going to be visiting us.
Oh, that's right. They're coming up to
over,
spend time with us.
4th of July-ish.
Yes.
So.
Oh, that's going to be a boat trip too, I hope.
Yeah, hopefully. And Carolyn says, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, so 2 weeks,
Oh.
we are going to talk about Talkeetna.
Sorry about going over.
I told them we were
I
going to go
know.
along.
There's a lot of stuff going on, guys.
Next week, we're going to do the Matsu Valley. So basically from Talkeetna to Palmer, maybe a little farther out to Sutton, maybe, and Glacier View.
Look at the outlying areas, yeah.
And I'm excited about that because that's home for us. And we have been working really hard with making relationships with a lot of the
Right.
tour companies here in the valley.
Well, we're working hard with our local tourism board too.
Yes.
Just to get the Matsu Valley more recognized by you guys, because there is a lot to do here.
I'll be honest, when we were coming up here as visitors, we kind of just
We
skated
kinda
right through the valley.
We flew right through Wasilla. It's like, meh.
But
Go.
now that we live here,
There's a lot.
There's a lot to do.
Mhm.
So we're happy to share those vendors with you guys. And then, in a month, so in 2 sessions, then we're gonna hit Anchorage, and
Right.
Eagle River, Girdwood. So
And after that, we'll hit in the Kenai.
then we're gonna play in the Kenai
Yeah.
and go down to Valdez and Copper
We'll
River.
get some fishing done.
Yeah. So lots still to go. We've got 7. This is 8. So that means we have 6 more sessions with you before we stop the podcast for summer travel, because at that point in time,
People will be on the road.
Will be starting
Yeah.
to launch and head north, and that's when the Facebook group will really
That's
start
when
getting
things really,
active.
things get a lot more fun.
We get to babysit and moderate and
Well,
enjoy your travel.
We start to see the experiences. We start
Yeah.
to see these border crossings at first, and then our experience in Canada. Oh my gosh, Jasper, and all that was so crazy and busy but beautiful.
Seeing your pictures and videos,
getting up to
in real
mile
time.
0 of the Denali Highway. Oh my God! The Alaska Highway. It's awesome. It's really good to see and watch that follow and follow the excitement.
Yes, exactly. Kim says, thanks for doing the live chat. Very happy.
We have
helpful.
fun doing it. I think
Thank
you
you.
can tell.
And everyone is wishing you the best on healing.
I'm not the kind of person who sits still very much, so it's going to be tough.
He had, I never really talked about it this spring, but he had double carpal tunnel surgery
bilateral,
in April at
both-
the same time.
Both wrists, same time.
And that's when he started building my chicken coop.
I rested for 2 or 3 days.
Yeah. So hopefully,
It took a little bit longer to recover because I worked a little too hard.
but once again, don't forget Living Free Alaska. That is our everyday daily life here in Alaska, our new YouTube channel. If you like the living here content in Alaska, want to see our personal lives, and please go jump over,
check it
find
out.
us on
Yep.
YouTube, hit that like. We're starting over. I think we have something like 100 subs.
Right, so we really need you guys to hit that subscribe button, like and subscribe and follow if you can.
Currently, I have a playlist of when we took the ferry up here, when we made the decision to move, and we will start posting new content with old content that's just living in Alaska.
And make a comment. Let us know, what do you guys want to see? What are your questions? Not necessarily RV related, but what are your questions about living in Alaska? Well, ask us. And,
Both. Because I need content for RVing to Alaska as well.
well, I guess you were doing this on RVing in Alaska, but yeah, we need more of that too. So yeah, ask your questions. What do you want to know about living in Alaska?
I
Living free
would
in Alaska.
love
What do
to
you want to know?
do some videos where they're kind of like directed by our followers.
Absolutely. No, that is, I want that. I want to help you guys find all your information.
Yep.
So let us know.
All right.
Ask the questions. We'll put the content out there for you.
Well, we went an hour and 25 minutes, so we want to thank you for taking the
it's-
time out of your busy
It's been a
lives.
3-week break, so
No, it's only been 2 weeks.
oh my gosh, 2?
Yeah. Yeah. We took a
Oh, during Christmas we took that 3-week break.
yes.
Yeah.
Which was well deserved. But yes, please, prayers and good thoughts on Gary and his recovery, and
Yep.
me for taking care of him. and pray for no snow. I don't want to.
I won't say
I don't want to
anything.
shovel. I don't want to plow. I'm scared. All right. With that,
All will be fine.
we will see you in 2 weeks right
Yep.
here at RVing to Alaska for our next Monday Night Live.
Cheers to you all.
I just have a Coke, so
Ah.
there you go.
Let's see. Angels. No, this isn't Angels. This is what am I
Oh,
drinking
Dawn's
tonight?
asking, what is the name of the new channel?
Oh, you say it.
Living Free Alaska.
Yes. Living Free Alaska.
Living Free Alaska. Thanks, Mom.
Elijah Craig Barrel Strength.
All right.
That's some good stuff.
We're going to let you guys go. Have a wonderful
good night.
We'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.